I remember that.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Justin, and we're back for another Sunday My Hero Academia Manga Chapter stream. The new chapter that released today, which is 346. I'm here without Mark, actually. Have not heard from the boy. We'll probably hear something midway or maybe even afterwards. So I'll just be keeping an eye out for any type of like notification if he shows up, and then have him jump in on the call, pretty much like prompto. But first, before we cover the new chapter, there's something that we always do, and that's the recap episode. So let's take a look back on chapter 345, see what we had previously left off on. We had, like in 344, at the end, it was pretty much encapsulating all the villains into the... Oh, Destro's in the chat. Hey, Destro, how's it going? Encapsulated in these little containers. Kind of giving them a momentary like bit of shock, because Monoma is going to push them through like with the warp quirk to different locales to literally split them all up, and then our heroes will be divided up to deal with each of every one of them, based on like certain matchups here and there, or at least that's what I assume at that point. Toga kind of leads conversations with the villains, saying like, we gotta break these things open like right now. There's Palkitran, how are you doing? Just so you know, my name is Justin. So I mean, you can keep saying that, but I'm just gonna let you know in case you don't know. Everyone's going a little bit crazy. We have Dabi breaking out like the cages himself. We have a shot of Shoto, who I had a hard time. I think the silhouette of like Shoto kind of almost looking like Endeavor was kind of on purpose. A little bit of like resemblance there, but essentially he was saying the 3 seconds is all we need to push everyone back. As soon as that was done with, we have Monoma like pushing everyone forward. Bako's like going a little bit crazy, and then all of a sudden like one of the warps actually drags Deku into it, unknowingly with the danger sense. We get a little shot of that later on, but shows All For One and a couple of the other like villains like falling out into... Which locale was this? Joe equals Justin. Okay. Okay. What was it? All For One was saying that this is actually the like villa site. I know that Hawks was actually trying to take out All For One like immediately after like getting the warp, but nah, All For One's like absolutely like tanked from the neck up. I wonder, like, maybe he has some armor like underneath. It just seems like the armor really stands out like from neck and upwards, and that's it. Oh, there's Mark. He's in the chat. He's saying like, sorry, phone was dead. I couldn't answer or ask for a delay. I'm on the highway right now. Okay. If that's the case, that signal will probably be really choppy, so just stick around, provide a background stuff in the chats, and we should be good to go. We have the future like Todoroki like standoff happening probably in a later chapter. We have this crazy setup for UA. It's a floating city, right? As we have Shigaraki like in that field, we have Bakugo and Best Genius there. He was saying, Denim Head, we got some bad for you news. They got us good because Deku ain't here. As we show a shot of Deku like on a really weird beach episode scene with Uraraka, Sue, and Toga. I wish I was making this up. Uraraka was like, Deku, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be there with Shigaraki. And Deku's like, the 4th danger sense is not working. And so with Mark and I, we pretty much like figured out that like that's pretty much Toga being really good with her emotions, or simply she doesn't really want to like engage in any type of fighting in this case. What's My Hero Academia? Yeah, it's popular anime manga. Did I do something wrong? Nah. Mark said like, I'm in pain. All right, look, we'll go ahead and continue. There's gonna be major spoilers, of course, so be warned on that. With that all cleared away, we're gonna go ahead and start chapter 346. We got the sickest like My Hero team up mission glow up here. It's a really cool shot. This is like inside the U-Wave like floating city like structure here. We got Bakugo, we have, oh my god, Amagichi, who we have Mirko, we have what, oh my god, I'm blanking on people's names. This is not good. Headshot. And then one of our top 3. I had her name. My god, give me like 1 second to like fix that. I have like the tab like on full screen, so sometimes it's not really great. I was just thinking about it too. I think we had something set up. It's okay. It's okay, Mark. It's just like it was unfortunate. We knew that you were going to be away for a while, so it's understandable. So I actually had this idea that we should have like definitely pulled up like a side tab of like all the characters and whatnot in case we forget their names, because there's a lot of names, like especially in shonen like anime or manga works. So first opening shot has Bakugo, Amagichi. We have Mirko, Edshot, and Nejire. This is chapter 346. This is gonna be a really interesting title here. It's called Super Hyper Unfair Broken Stage. Damn, dude. It's like it almost feels like we're like referencing Smash Brothers for some of this. Anyway, we have Best Genius after what Baku said. Deku isn't here? We don't have one for all. We don't have one for all? How does this happen? Bakugo. Hell if I know. He was tracked somewhere else. Amagichi. This is really bad, right? Having him here was the one key to our like was one of our key assumptions. Nejire, we gotta let everyone know. And Mercury's like, whatever. This party just started already. Let's rumble. Mark is providing like support. We appreciate that greatly. We're still in the facility at this point. Shigaraki, literally, can we talk about like all for Shigi's fit? It's really just like whatever this cloak is and some slacks. They continue. We gotta go toe to toe with history's like deadliest villain ever. And Shigaraki just kind of like observes. The horizon is so far below. This place is floating. I'm in the sky. None of the escaped convicts or Liberation Front people came along for the ride. I'm alone. But it doesn't matter. And hey, don't take over my... hey, wait, what's going on? Hey, don't take over my head. This time, me. So it's literally we know that like All for Shigi kind of has like two like personalities going in there. Like there's Shigaraki's and then there's also All for One's, who's like currently taking a lot more control over here. In case he what is he touching at this point? I think he is like, yeah, he's like on some like solid ground, and he's actually using it's not Marcus Michael. Alrighty. Have fun with that, Mark. He's using decay quirk to reveal things going down underneath. Like the decay is like spreading throughout the very bottom of this like structure he's like currently on. What is happening, dude? There's some crazy stuff going on. I can't like, how do I even describe what I'm seeing? It looks really cool, by the way, but something's happening to everything's going on. Oh, I gotcha. I think he propelled himself off like the platforms to see if he can like get some distance around, and then he got hit. He got blocked off from the back as he responds. An electromagnetic barrier. Muscles are locking up, but still. And here comes Vegeta's. Oh no, you don't. There's a gap in your seams. This dude, I swear to God. Vegeta's like hurls him down on the ground. As long as your brain and muscles are still operating your body, then a powerful electric current will make you stiffen up. Even someone who's superhuman will be helpless, if only for a brief moment. Overshigi breaks out. That one segment of the ground was launched high up and crumbled in midair. Is it a mechanism that keeps my decay from spreading? No matter, this scheme will only be your ruin, Genus. As he's like right now, like Overshigi's dodging like all these threads that Genus is throwing up here. We're floating up in the sky, yeah? The ground here is a precious resource, and you're practically giving it away for free. Genus is like, you don't need to worry. What's going on? There's a latch opens up like down below. Clink! We are replete with that particular resource. Have you truly not figured it out yet, Shigaraki? It's your brain short-circuiting from that shock. This arena was constructed solely to defeat you. This is still crazy. Like, who knows how high up in the sky they are at this point? Oh my God, we got we pretty much have like a shot of the support team right here. Power Load is like, it almost sounds like the Resident Evil 4 merchant. Thank you. Oh my god, what is this? Plates F10 to 35 and G10 to 45 damage. We got Cementos. Roger that. Let's fill in those gaps, everyone. Let me. Okay. Let me see if I can remember this one. Do I want to say Hajime? Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Hatsume. Hatsume is like, sure thing. We can get some spare parts over here. What was your name again? That's my line, dude. Oh, it's Creati, but my friends just call me Momo Yao, or it should just be Momo. But okay, you can too if you like. Genus is like saying, our grand assignment was finding a way to contain you with your ability to cause instant widespread death, and your speed on par with All Might's was in its prime. Observations from your two battles since your Great Awakening has led us to this ideal arena, showing the shot of like when he was fighting against Deku, and also of course, former UA or USA is like #1, which is so sad still. But sorry, Hatsume was saying, great, let's make it fly. It was all possible by this 16-year-old young lady. Oh my god, did she actually like conjure up this entire like structure like in her head? I guess we're gonna see it right now. The shelter and evacuation system created by the principal, plus a mechanism to counter your decay quirk, and yet another program to miniaturize the segmented blocks and launch them like droids. Oh wow, okay. The remaining problems were a lack of materials due to the ravaged economy, the tight turnaround for the construction. Oh my god, yeah. I mean, if you see the like little tiny like panel of like of that chapter of this page, it just shows Principal Nezu like going a little bit crazy on the demolition and the prodigious amount of energy required for the mechanical systems and electromagnetic barrier. Fuck. Pretty much you have every single person who can like possibly conduct or like manipulate electricity here. Kaminari's like really going hard on this one. This is totally nuts, manga. You hanging in there? You actually do see him right there. They reintroduce him, by the way, as Comic Man. UA courses like 1B. I'm like, wow, over here. Focus up, first years. Hey, we're basically second years at this point. Ain't that right, manga? I mean, it's true. A lot of time has passed since then. This plan falls like apart without us. We gotta give it all we can to keep Shigaraki locked in here. You bet! Your boy Charge Bolt is mega charged. Everything we've built up and worked towards is powering this tomb of yours. Not for honor, not for glory. No, those of us here making this work do it to ensure the world we will see tomorrow. Another shot of like the threads like going after Shigaraki as we got Murako. I think that's, yeah, it's kind of hard, but I do see a cape, so it's probably Amagichi. And Bakugo. We are those who stand against your doom, the doom you bring. Hey, Shigaraki's like, all right, that's nice. Anyway, so proud of your toys, but not for long. One well-placed shockwave. Bakugo is like, joke's on you, or did you forget some crappy game of yours in Jakku? So what's going on here? We got Bubble Shiggy, he's doing the zoom with his hands as it focuses on like one particular facility that's like generating all like the electromagnetic barriers. Damn, dude. Oh my god. Starring role. Hey, don't try to move. We got Sonic Heroes lineup right here. We have Monoma. He's copying Eraser's quirk, and we have Manual to like give him eye drop supplements as he keeps his eyes open. There's nothing more that you hate than Erasure, Mr. Final Boss. I think this is a it's right there talking right here. This effectively locks us in place, but as long as he's making continuous contact, Monoma can circumvent the 5-minute limit for copy-like abilities. With all these factors in place, we assume One for All can give us the advantage, but now, bad news, Midori isn't here. Oh god, now we got like, oh fuck, dude. This is so gross. What is that? Like, it's all for Shiggy right now. He's like generating like some gross ass weapon made out of fingers. And we got Mirko. Dynamite, got any tell on what the hell that is? Bongo's like, I don't know. I never see. Not to mention, I'm not sure if that's a weird like translational thing because the text gets cut off. Razor's over here. Shigaraki's boy was still imperfect back in Jakku. So what the fuck is this? I used to think that you were so cool. You turned out to be quite the letdown, the Razorhead. Dude, what the hell is this? It's so gross, bruh. Yeah, his surname is technically Dynamite, and I think that's great. I think that's perfect. It's just, of course, it's not the full name, but of course, Mirko gets it. Bruh, it's nothing but finger. Think about, like, just to give you guys a visual that you can reference from the anime. Think of when, like, All for One was still, like, in his own original body going against, like, One for All, or, I'm sorry, All Might. And he does like the crazy combination quirk and makes like the grossest like right hand in the world. Well, this is even grosser than that, so I gotta applaud like the step up from there. So I think I predicted that like this chapter would focus in on either the immediate like effect of Toga bringing Deku in and having that be the focal point of that chapter. Or it would just focus in on like another like villain like split up like portion. The second one I would have hoped for would probably be like a little bit of like Shoto and Toya, but that's not going to be the case here. Having said that though, I am happy that we get to see like pretty much probably the most dangerous like out of all the matchups here. And it's just crazy because, you know, when you really think about it, we had Stars and Stripe, right? She had her boys, right? And it was like nothing but an aerial like fight with all for Shiggy, but it was just those 5 people. We have like an entire like it's really crazy to really think about because not only do you have like the front lines, we got Amagichi, Edshot, Bakugo, Nejire, Mirko, and Best Genius. But we also have like the support class that's like creating all the materials like for like the structure to work. We have not to mention like the power required for that, and you also have pretty much the Eraser group. It's so crazy. Mark's like, Mirko, no, Hori, leave the waifus alone. But yeah, dude, I'm hyped with this matchup. Like, granted, it is like technically like 6-on-1 at that point, like as far as the actual fight, but I think it's super cool that like it's a lot of folks dealing with this because as cool as it would be to see like a 1-on-1, and I think if we're gonna follow like some basic like structures as to how like hero like stories kind of like build off from with like a light versus dark or hero versus villain type of thing, it might end up having a 1-on-1 like at the very end of it, but seeing this all put together does kind of accentuate the theme that is how we all become like the greatest heroes, you know, kind of referencing back to like how the chapters were labeled previously, that it wasn't just like one person dealing with all this, but it's everyone putting themselves together to stop essentially the ultimate evil, because they have to. Off One has planned this for a long time, and the resources that we have are like individual folk who are good and or great at these particular things. Mark was saying as long as they can keep decay nullified with erasure, they still have a chance. But having said that, though, it looks like Oliver Shiggy immediately has a possible like counter to that. My guess is he might try to obscure like the vision a little bit, because at this point, like, the hands are not like, the fingers are not like growing out of just like the arm. It's kind of like engulfing like Oliver Shiggy all over. So if there was a way for Shigaraki at this point to completely mask himself, the counter is like many fingers. It's literally, now you see me, now you don't. I mean, we'll see, but it's this is so crazy, dude. Like, and also the fact is that this is pretty much like the final arc, and essentially Oliver Shiggy got like such a power boost, similar to Deku in the face that like they can like go toe to toe with like the best of them. And you know, Bakugo is no slouch either, but we haven't really seen him like get many dubs since, you know, Shigaraki's initial attack, right? he's been really like pushing himself, and honestly, like, I'd love to see like a Pacific like growth like in him. Like, I mean, granted though, like, he's got like his quirk down to like an absolute like science too, and not to mention like he's not the only like non-pro hero like fighting here. It's also Nejire and Amagichi, no matter how good they are. It's just crazy. And of course, Mark, you're right. Deku still has like his one quirk left to awaken, so that might play like a pivotal role in whether it is a fight or simply to like get back to like that little particular thing. They also need, yeah, they need Muriel. Like, there's, I mean, God, dude, like, I can, well, it's a little difficult with Mirio, like, in this fight. As much as we know that we, given the right like space, Mirio can like literally like trounce like Shigaraki easily. But the issue though is that, you know, decay can also like be an issue, and also like having a mid-air combat scenario could be like a disadvantage, because Mirio cannot like exploit like his quirk in that way. If there's nothing like out in the air for him to like phase through and like project himself like out from, he can't do anything except just not get hit. Can't decay what you can't touch. Yeah, but the problem is that like it's not about like being touched, it's about like landing a hit. Because for Mirio, like, one of his big strengths is not only knowing like pinpoint like hits, but also being fast enough for you to not be able to counter it. And without like any type of platform to like really like fizzle through and then like shoot himself out of, he's just kind of like out there in midair, either falling and not seeing anything per se. I mean, he could. It's easy for him to see it, but it would be tough for him, honestly. In every other like aspect, he would be really good. Like, if we knew that like Mirio was like fighting with Shoto against Dabi doesn't stand a chance. Like, it would be so easy to get like one good gut punch in because they're on solid ground. This is midair stuff, and unless you have like Best Jean is providing like threads for like physical like placement everywhere, which I think might be a really good idea. Mirio by himself couldn't do anything like in a midair like fight with Shigaraki, except not get hit, not get touched. So I do think that like Miro has to have like a place like somewhere here. Like they wouldn't just like bring out his quirk just for the one time thing. No, I think that Miro could definitely join in the fight, specifically for Shigaraki, given like the right parameters. I mean, one of the shots of like of Shigaraki like kind of like in the foreground and like the UA building in the back shows that there are platforms kind of like spread out, not tightly, but just like all just around the space. So I think that if there's any place for Miro to be best used, it'd probably be like with this fight with like a Shigaraki. Granted though, the only like strength that like Miro has is one, not getting touched, two, like some impressive speed given the terrain, and three, a really good gut punch. Unless Dabi engulfs himself in play in like fire. Listen, all like Miro needs to do is at the right moment he needs to just lace his fist with like some fire retardant, and then he'll be able to do it just fine. Granted, the moment he like disappears, like that stuff just is no longer part of him. But I think that Miro like does like would do very well in most of these scenarios, but Shigaraki's like requires like a little bit more of a finesse. But I'm pretty sure like if that like if he was set up for that, um, thank you, Mark. I'm pretty sure like if set up correctly, he would be able to help with Shigaraki. It just needs to be planned out like ahead of time. So we'll see. So I think with all that situated, I do want to give shout outs to Team Erasure at this point for just being a continual thing. Shouts to Manual, just this Manual being like was essentially in the Hero Association in my or not my hero, but One Punch Man, pretty much like a class C hero, essentially. And he's in here for like the long haul, just like with Monoma, taking up essentially like a big role here. Monoma really coming in clutch. I also love the fact that like Eraser really did like think about this. The continual contact though allows Monoma to continually like erase any of like Shigaraki's quirks. So I think that's I mean, it's predicted to have like worked, but he's right. It does kind of lock him in one position. So in a like a boss type of situation where like there's a lot of like dumb mechanics such as like, oh, I can't hit the boss because he has a shield raised up, and those shields are like mana generators spread out across the arena. Now I gotta take care of those. Shigaraki's goal here is to take out pretty much the Eraser Quirk because it really hinders him a lot. So what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was going to check the release date of the next one just to let you all know. The next time we do another manga chapter read. Let's see, 7 days. Okay. We got one coming up next week. So I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. Yeah. So I think we'll be resuming back on March 13th for another like chapter of My Hero Academia. And that'd be chapter 347. So my predictions though. Damn dude, if they like I feel like now they have to kind of focus in on the Shigaraki fight for a little bit. But they could just like shift over to like probably, if I had to like give you like the most accurate thing, I think they would try to shift over to the next like transitional like fight, and that would probably be like it either be what would it be then? It'd probably be either like the Todoroki fight, or it can be like the All for One fight with Endeavor. That's what I think. If they decide to focus in on this, I mean, like they can go ahead and focus on this fight. They can also like jump back over to like Deku, Arakasu, and Toga. They could do that, but they might to kind of like spread this out and also give you like an encompassing like this is all happening at the same time type of thing. they could totally like hop between like things here and there. But that's pretty much like my prediction about that. So yeah, obviously this is a really solid chapter. There's a lot of like, excuse me. Don't worry, we're gonna wrap this up. I'll be okay. I just love seeing a little bit more detail about like the floating like mechanism that is known as UA now, because I mean, look at all this. Of course, I wanted to know more about it. So it's so nutty, dude. It's absolutely wild. But okay, we'll go ahead and call it here. Thank you guys so much for a while tuning in. So we will again tune in for this next week, and yeah, appreciate everyone for jumping in, and we'll go ahead and call it here.